So, don't you think we sometimes wonder what we'll do if a crisis takes place in our life or if some sort of challenge comes our way? The interesting thing is, the Bible does not say if, it says when. Luke chapter 17, verse 1 says, temptations are sure to come. Here, the Lord lovingly shifts his instruction to the disciples then and now. Behind that word for temptation lies the word from which scandal is derived, in the sense of a trap or a snare. What traps or snares have you encountered lately? Did you avoid them or did you fall into them? This goes back a year or two, I think to 1972 or maybe 1973. I started working for the J.C. Penney Company for a summer and then what would become several school years. And mostly I was a salesperson. It was an interesting job. I worked a lot. I learned a lot. Sometimes I worked stock, meaning in the back rooms. And gee, when you did that, you could be doing anything from cleaning something to helping the display people set something up. I mean, the sky was the limit when you were working in the stock department. One time, I had to go up and down a freight elevator a number of times. I think we were cleaning a certain area of the store, a back area. And I went up and down in the elevator a number of times, and I saw a cart there loaded with all kinds of goodies, really. And in fact, on the very top of this cart, I noticed a little thing that I really did think was a goodie. It was something that I wanted to buy, but couldn't afford. It was, remember those old-time little cassettes? They were very small. This one was a double album on a cassette, and it was the Concert for Bangladesh. I wanted to buy that so bad, but I didn't have the money. And there it was sitting right on top of that cart. And I thought to myself, gosh, what is all this stuff sitting out like this for when, who's keeping track of it? Well, a few weeks later, when I happened to mention that in the break room one day, somebody told me who was keeping track of all of that stuff. The security in our store actually had a camera in that elevator, and that little cassette, the one that I looked at so longingly, so lovingly, that I wanted to buy but couldn't afford, but certainly was never going to steal, that was a part of the bait. And some people did put it in their pockets and some of the other things on that cart. And the rest of us that worked in the store always knew that whenever Huntington Beach police showed up in the store, it was because a theft had occurred. We never knew if it was an employee or a customer. But I've never forgotten about that. I mean, it wasn't a huge temptation, but it was a temptation. How do you respond to the traps and the snares in your life. Listen today to Jesus. It's not a matter of if temptations will occur. It's a matter of when. And really, that's what Grace to Go prepares us for.